888-4933.
You are listening to the show that is all about small business, jobs, and entrepreneurship. We just spoke with JB Mercado about how to create a great, happy work environment, how to be happy. And one of those ways that you're going to be happy starts very, very early on. And it's something that our good friend Chris Everett of Everett College Funding knows a thing or two about. Chris, how can you help families with a youngster about to make a decision about college make the happy and the right decisions?
Happy day to you, sir. And what a weekend to have a show like this.
Oh, sure.
So many people just being so grateful and thankful for everything going on.
And I have a feeling there's a lot of people still on the road probably tuning in to get down to business right now. So hopefully we have your attention. Hopefully you're being grateful and you're not too upset about traffic.
Probably. Hopefully not.
Hopefully.
You know, when you think about young kids and preparing them for college, one of the most important things that you can do is just get ready yourself as an adult. I mean, without sounding too in your face about that. Because Mom and Dad, if you're in financial balance, it'll make all the difference in the world about the kind of financial legacy you'll leave to your children. So once you're in financial balance and you have your priorities aligned, you can begin to set aside some money for college. And depending upon what category you are in, 1, 2, or 3, and let me stop for a moment. Category 1 means your assets are kind of low, your income's low, and you'll generally qualify for need-based financial aid at pretty much every school your child will attend. So you want to make sure that you set aside money in places that it's not going to show up. Category 2, you have medium income, and you're working really hard to set aside money for college, but it may be in the wrong places. Category 3, well, your income's very high, you've saved a lot of money, and therefore you're probably not going to qualify for need-based financial aid. Many, many parents are pushed information about the 529 investment savings plans, and if you're in a Category 3, those 529 investment plans are probably appropriate for you. You may not want to do all your savings there because, there's still risk in an investment plan. But those will not hurt you because you're not going to qualify for need-based anyway. And they're going to show up and help to disqualify those families that are in Category 1 and 2. They're assets that are completely exposed, just like the UTMA plans and the UGMA plans or any other mutual fund or investment that you might have.
A lot of abbreviations, and only folks like Chris Everett can really help you demystify the process.
Well, UTMA and UGMA plans are like the custodial accounts that you open up for your children, money that really becomes their property once they turn a majority age. And so, if your children are, what if they don't go to college?
Sure.
And so I would suggest that you find someone who's a fiduciary that can help you look at all of your different options. Maybe saving in a cash value life insurance policy is better than a 529 investment plan. Or if you happen to be a little bit older, maybe saving in an annuity will work because cash value life insurance and annuities don't really show up in many of the formulas. So there's many different ways you can set aside funding. But it's like being on an airplane, Mom and Dad. You want to put your financial balance in place first and then begin looking at the best way to set aside money for college.
And Chris, you and I have had this conversation many times in the past. So many families work so hard to set aside funds for their children's college plans, but ultimately what it boils down to is you have to make sort of three of the very, very difficult decisions: which college to go to, which major to go into, and what's the ideal career plan. And those are things you don't want to just sort of play it by ear, do you?
No, because ultimately all we want is for our children to be happy. And so at Everett College Funding, what we do is we make sure we stop and we take a look at where your child is going to be fit to flourish in life. What's the best career path first before you start selecting colleges? And then even before you select a college, we want to take a look at the majors that are going to support the career choices that are most aligned with your hardwiring. Then we look at colleges, because if you position yourself that way, Shalom, now the colleges need to prove themselves to you instead of it in the other direction.
And do you go in a sort of one-on-one approach? Do you meet with the students, with the teenagers, perhaps, that might be making those decisions to help them sort of plot out the next few years of their life? Or is that just something done virtually without a personal touch and feel?
Well, we start with mom and dad making sure the money piece is right first. And then once your student is finished with sophomore year and they're going into junior year or just before junior year is when you get inundated with all that college information. We want to stop you before that happens and help you understand your hardwiring first. That really is the secret sauce to this entire project. Imagine really knowing what you're all about and what your purpose is, and the best majors that align with their career choice and the best college. You show up on campus on purpose. You won't fall for whatever might be the next shiny thing in your way. You're really going to be on purpose and doing what you should be about. By the way, that strategy will save mom and dad an awful lot of money.
And I know teens aren't always looking out for their parents' best interests, but hey, this might be a win-win over here that you might be able to find, again, as we were just saying with J.B. Bricado, the way to be happy, but also save mom and dad a little bit of cash.
And it's more than just the emotional, it's more than just the financial cash, it's the emotional cash. When your son or daughter is on campus and they're on purpose and they know why they're there and where they're going, they're not going to be subject to all the winds that blow around on campus to divert them. It's exhausting, emotionally exhausting.
It is emotionally exhausting. So once again, we're talking with Chris Everett of Everett College Funding. Chris, you always have a lot of great workshops going on. Is there anything coming up, or holiday season, it's an opportunity to meet one-on-one with those families that are making the decision? I think now is college admission time. A lot of juniors probably getting worried, freaking out a little bit. I'm sure you've got a busy calendar of meetings with families.
Well, we do have a packed calendar, and if you are a junior or a senior right now, give us a call at 708-771-7777. If you are a junior or younger, we have a workshop coming up January 8th. Between now and the end of the year, we really don't have a workshop happening. But January 8th, take a look at our calendar at everettcollegefunding.com or give us a call at 708-771-7777, and we can walk through the options that you have. It is not too late.
It's not too late. Again, January 8th. You won't want to miss that. Chris, what are you thankful for this weekend?
Oh, I am so grateful. We just came back from Cincinnati, and we were visiting our awesome kids down there who just gave birth to 2 new grandbabies.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. I also am grateful for my sophomore in high school who is on the honor roll. Like, yes, Eddie. And Chris is doing great in his freshman year, and Jaden is doing great in middle school. So, I have a great family who are blessed to not only be intelligent and they're doing really cool things, but they have the sweetest, sweetest spirit, Shalom. So I'm just so grateful.
Well, I know it came from a good role model, and once again, we're talking with Chris Everett of Everett College Funding, a good friend and a person that really, really can help so many families. You don't want to miss the opportunity to go to Chris's January 8th seminar and workshop that's taking place. Chris, again, can you share that information about that workshop on January 8th?
Yes, I can. It's in Oak Park, so give us a call at 708-771-7777. It's from 6:15 until 7:30. We're even having food, so it's a venue that it warrants that. So please give us a call so that we can make sure that we take proper reservation.
Fantastic. Hopefully our listeners will be out there to join you in that conversation. It's never too early. You can never start that conversation too early. And Chris, I know, has a number of resources on her website. Chris, can you share that information for our listeners?
EverettCollegeFunding.com, where 1 hour can save your life savings.
Thank you so much, Chris, for the information. We'll have you back on again in just a few weeks' time. Get Down to Business is brought to you in part by Everett Wealth Solutions, a registered investment advisor and financial planning firm, a fiduciary advisor that really can help you create your personal wealth. You can find Chris at everettwealthsolutions.com or call her once again, 708-771-7777. That number is the easiest in the world. It's 708-771-7777. Chris Everett, happy holidays to you and your wonderful family, and looking forward to continuing the conversation about helping families save money.
God bless you. Have a great day.
You too, Chris. Thanks again. After the break, we're going to be talking with Moshe Klein, my father, and we're going to be talking about a tax planning checklist that all small business owners should be working on right now before the end of the year. Get Down to Business is powered by Tandem HR, your solution center. You can find them at tandemhr.com or call 630-928-0510, 630-928-0510. After this quick break, we're going to be talking all about tax planning for the end of the year. You won't want to miss it. You're listening to Get Down to Business.
Serving up